So this is Via Camerelle, very quiet now, which is great, and there's some really nice villas here as well. There's Hamilton Blaine's baby shop for the kiddie winks, Villa Pompiana. I always love that red, isn't that fantastic? Absolutely great. So I do revel in luxury, really. I'm a very decadent type, you know, easily swayed by material things. I have sat here and had a beer and a pizza many times in the daytime. Obviously the weather's been rubbish tonight, but that's Villa Pompiana, which is very, very economical actually. I wouldn't say cheap, it's economical compared to a lot of the places here. And yeah, now these shop units, if you go back about 2,000 years, where they are were cisterns to capture rainwater because there are no natural springs and there's no freshwater sources on Capri. So they were all cisterns, hollowed out, metal cisterns put in, and isn't that amazing? And even now the water is pumped under the sea in a pipeline to Capri. That's Pucci, one of the most famous Capri associated brands. Absolutely stunning designs, marvellous, going right way back to the 60s. I've got a book about Pucci actually, which is fantastic. It came with 4 different covers. I didn't get them all, of course, as I'm not Jules Bird, but you know, he would have done that. Yeah, so this shows you the sort of glitzy side, which I love. It's great. You know, I don't spend much money in it because I can't afford it. But yeah, it's a shame. It's so strange to see this wet. It's a nice restaurant, the Faraglioni. Sit at. I hope you're enjoying this walk with me. Obviously it's better when it's sunny, but you know, it is what it is. We've got to deal with the real, as Iggy Pop said. And Iggy Pop, funnily enough, was sent to Capri by David Bowie after they recorded The Idiot, because he felt Iggy needed some downtime, and he sent him here with a couple of friends, and Iggy said that, you know, it was something he always remembered and looked back on and thought about a lot. So I'll just show you what's to the side now. So this is the side, looking back at where we've come from. So yeah, that's the Chiesa Sana there, the ice cream coloured building. Monte Solaro behind it. Fantastic. We're going to take a look over there in a few days, or tomorrow maybe. We'll have to see how things pan out. So when I got here this afternoon, even though it was absolutely torrential, it really was, I just started to smile. I was on this ferry stuffed with Italians, and it was just silly. Everyone had umbrellas getting in the way and ponchos. I was determined just to sort of wear what I was going to wear, really. But even in the rain and everything, I just love this place. My spirit just sort of sings when I come here. I know it sounds cheesy, but I can't really put it any other way. It's nice to see this bit has remained quasi-wild. You see the plants are amazing. Absolutely fantastic. I'm just going to go up here now. This is Via Tragara. And Via Tragara is again one of my favourite places on Capri. So nice to see it quiet. It is raining a little bit now, but it's not too bad. I'm not getting my feet wet and stuff like I was earlier on. As the video window says, everywhere on Capri is a photo opportunity, and it pretty much is, you know, it really is so sort of glitzy. But it does have an amazing history, you know, everybody who was everybody came here. Everybody who was anybody came here. Scala Nutella, one of the most beautiful hotels on Capri. I would like to stay here one day. Very expensive, of course, but it's absolutely gorgeous. You can just see the view there from the terrace and the dining room. Fantastic. And there's an happy cart. So you see these everywhere in Capri. These acorns are symbols of amity. In Italy, people tend to have them at the entrances to their houses. I particularly like these blue ones. They're usually like a terracotta red, but obviously that works with the colour scheme here at Scala Nutella. This is a great spot to catch the sunset. There won't be much of a sunset tonight because of the cloud, but I thought we'd just head down here. In the Roman days, at the end of this road at Punta Tragara, there used to be a small port. It must have been quite vertiginous. You can't get down there, I suppose. Approaching Punta Tragara now on the Via Tragara, the sort of end of the line, as it were. Because you come down here in the day when it's sunny, and I've never seen it crowded. I'm quite honest, a lot of people don't walk this far, but you know, you get stopped by people saying, "Can I see the Faraglione from here?" You know, see. Love this hotel. Some people think that Corbusier designed it. He didn't, but he just loves it. Or he loved it, I should say. Obviously Corbusier, toward a new architecture was his key work, is no longer with us. Wow. So look down to the vertiginous sea. And that's the path to the Pizzolongo Walk and the beach club. And we're going to take a stroll down there, but we're not going to go this way. If you go around this way, you end up going up loads of steps. But here it is, the quintessential Capri view. Via Tragara. People are always taking selfies here, but you can't blame them. I've done it. Here we go. Okay, so the Faraglione, the stacks, the rocks thrown by Polyphemus the Cyclops at Odysseus, Ulysses, in some accounts. In other accounts, the islands where the sirens were. One of them, Parnathope, was so upset when Odysseus went by on his ship, tied to his mast, wax in the ears of all the other men. He had the wax out, he was tied there so he could hear the song which lured so many to their death. And she was so upset that she hadn't lured him that she threw herself into the sea and drowned, and she washed up on an island near Naples, and that's why Naples was founded. At least that's what the legend says. Actually, while we're here, I've still got about 20% left on this battery and over an hour on this SD card. So we'll have a little look down this way. So this leads to the Pizzolongo, and I say most people do this walk, they come to Tragara and they go this way. So they're kind of going anti-clockwise. And I'm saying if you're going to do this, don't do it this way. I'll show you the proper way as soon as we get a good day. Okay, but I'm just going to show you a little bit of it. I'm going to turn the camera off and turn it round and hold on to this railing because it might be a bit slippy. I'll probably regret this, I have to walk back up. But I'm in the mood for it, so we're going to do it. sublime, isn't it? It's the very essence of the sublime. It's beautiful and awesome, and at the same time terrifying when you look at those cliffs and those grottos. There's Monte Solitaria up there. We'll try and get up there as well at some point. And Capri's on the other side. The town of Capri, that is. Nice little seat, this. Not sure what this plaque says. Neruda. Yeah, Neruda fled the Chilean government. He came here in the early 50s, and that film Il Postino, which isn't filmed on Capri, is loosely based on Neruda's adventures and helping a postman write some love letters, supposedly. I don't know a huge amount about Neruda, if I'm honest. He's, you know, well known for his love poetry. Never been somewhere I've really. I think he wrote the captain's letters here. Yeah, we're getting a bit of the Siren Land here tonight. This is good. Okay. Look at that. Fantastic, isn't it? Okay, I'm going to turn the camera off in a minute and I'm going to save what energy we've got in there because we're down to about 16%, so I can film what I want to film down here. Wow, that's a really big cacti. I know it's difficult for scale, but if you look at that trunk there, that's about 18 inches around. Wow, quite something. Yeah, so if you come down here, as I say, this fork here to the right goes down to the beach club at the Faglioni, which is not the sort of thing I do. I haven't got the body for it, quite frankly, anymore. So this is the Pizzolungo, as they say, and there's some really important literary houses along here. Maybe we'll go as far as the first one, we'll see. Maybe we'll do the first two. As it's not raining, I'm quite keen to do almost anything because the rain has just been really terrible. And this is where Monica Mann, Thomas Mann's daughter, lived for many years. She wrote about 5 books here. It has been extended and you can actually rent some of it out now. And back in about 1912, the painter Oskar Kokoschka was staying here, and he apparently scribbled and drew all over the walls, which infuriated the owner, who rubbed the pictures off. And of course, you know, Kokoschka was a really important artist, and he was obsessed at the time with a woman called Alma Mahler, who was a composer, not any relation to the more famous Mahler, I would say, but yeah, I absolutely love these villas, so fantastic. And I think we'll just go a little bit further. Yeah, can you imagine looking out your window at that? Isn't that quite something? So yes, that's Villa Monecone and its environs. I did look into renting it with a few of the guys. I might do it one day. It's not as expensive as you'd think, and of course, you know, it's a really nice, quiet location. I wouldn't say it's convenient. It's not that far from civilization, but you know, it's got all that mythic resonance, which I love. I often see rabbits along here. Look at this. Isn't that something? Yeah. Going further than I thought we would, actually, but I'm enjoying it, so why stop? And it's not going to be dark for, let's see, another 40 minutes. There's plenty of time to get back to where things are more well lit, which is good. Now, this is what I wanted to show you, something else, another famous literary house, more literary really, and sort of more famous. I remember the video video and I were here back in 2015 on a blistering hot day, and there was a little rabbit just here. See where this seat is? And I've got a piece of film from somewhere. He was just in there. You see his din-dins. Okay, so you've got this amazing rock here. Look at that. Perhaps another rock thrown by Polyphemus, the Cyclops, at Odysseus, Ulysses. You've got the Romanized name. Ooh, no, it's a bit muddy underfoot there. I wasn't planning that. Oh, I wasn't expecting that. Right, that could be a fail. Let's have a look at that because I've got my sketches on. Now, That is Villa Solitaria. Villa Solitaria was proclaimed to be the first futurist house in Italy by Filippo Tommaso Marinetti because of its vertiginousness. It's got 3 stories, which is unusual in Capri. And you see that little loggia there with those columns. Underneath there, there's reportedly a tomb. It was of the architect of the little Punta Tragara port, which was built for Tiberius. And Compton Mackenzie lived there for quite some time. And he used to get people like Norman Douglas and D.H. Lawrence around till he fell out with Lawrence. And also it was built, I think, and owned by the Cheerio family, who are really important in Capri. A uncle and nephew, I believe. And the uncle did an awful lot to sort of build the flora and fauna here. Because Capri, see, never used to be like this. It never used to be as lush as this. It used to be a lot more sparse, and Cheerio and Axel Monte of Villa San Michele, where we'll go later in the week, did a lot to make it a lot more lush. So that's Villa Solitaria, the solitary house. We're going to turn back here now because it's getting sort of late, and we're going to do this from the other end. And I need to have a look at what I've stepped in, he said glamorously. What larks we have with the outlaw bookseller.